with the grip, I push Rohan back, and this time I just angle myself. Knee comes in, I go over, kick his armpit slash his lat there. Now, when my hip goes in, my knees go on my chest, and then I kick him off to the side. Rohan's gonna post his hands. Look at how, as I release his leg, how I'm rocking my leg up, and now as I let go, rock it down. It's gonna be easy to come around that leg, feed this tight, fall back on my right shoulder, heel goes on the hip so that I can push him a little bit, stiffen my arm, remain in control. Okay? So, same thing, guys. Similar end goal is gonna be the same, but just a different way of getting there, and we're gonna have one more step in between, which is having the lapel but not having the leg yet. Make sense? So we'll work on that, and then we're gonna work on the other feet. If you want to go over what we did last week, you can too. Just push and sitting up, so you guys get more reps. It's up to you. Okay? So guys, partner up. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Single, or for example, same thing works when I'm trying to improve my de la riva to go a little bit deeper. If I load my partner up, I know it's a different position, but it's gonna be the same concept. If I load him up like this, right? I'm playing de la riva, foot on the hip, lapel. For example, if I wanted to wrestle up onto gi, or if I wanted to kind of hip in and get a deep de la riva, what would I have to do? I would have to free my hip. And freeing my hip means having my hip, my butt, on the outside of his leg. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I need to move my hip. Because if I have Gi's leg elevated, okay, I'm pulling his leg up, and my hip being on the inside is what causes leg to be elevated, right? But look at how if I wanted to rock up on a single. I kick my leg up. Now, just by me kicking my leg down and letting go of the ankle, my hip's gonna become free, but not because I moved it out, because his foot went on the inside, right? And now I could wrestle up. I could use this to also go on a deep de la riva. Like if I'm here, do the same thing. If I'm on a deep de la riva. Look at how as I go up, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna bring his leg on the inside to now allow myself to go around. We're doing the same thing, but I'm doing that with the lapel. So it's very important you guys understand that you're not gonna necessarily need to move your hip out of the way. You're gonna move his leg out of the way. So again, we go, free the lapel, pull it in. You could just do it from here. I do it a lot. I just want you guys to see that when you push and you turn, you're gonna have a better lasso angle. You're gonna be able to go a lot deeper, and that makes a big difference. If I don't go deep over here, 1, it's gonna be hard off balance him, and 2, even if I do, it's gonna be a little loose. So make sure that you're really kicking onto him, and that as you're squaring off, guys, this hook kind of on his back alongside my de la riva really helped me pull his weight onto me, and now start turning to the right where he's posted. Now again, as I'm kicking my leg up, I still have it, but I'm trying to make sure that as I kick it back down, that I let go so I can sit up. Just make sure that when you're sitting up, guys, see how I'm facing this side? It's very dangerous if I sit up square, because nothing's pushing you onto that right side. He could start going to his right side, where he starts putting my lapel guard in a lot of trouble. So especially now, because we're working on 1 extra feet, make sure that you're always facing that side. He's gonna have more chance of trying to escape. So again, we're gonna get that lasso deep. I'm gonna load him up, try to push, use my momentum to sit up, feed this deep, go back down, use the heel, right? Now back up a little bit. I want you guys to start working. Just drop this knee posture up, yeah? I want you guys to start working, instead of going over the top like we did, I'm going under, right? The heel and the hip not only is gonna push him and allow me to keep this arm straight, but it's gonna make more room. A lot of times when we're controlling here, we let our hips be too on the inside, and there is no gap for my hand to go in. So when you push the heel and you go off to the side, there's gonna be a bigger gap between his shin and my thigh, and that's why I want you guys to show your hand through. Now, once my hand goes in there, you're not feeding the lapel down to the hand. You're keeping the lapel high up behind the knee, and you're reaching up. Your hand goes up, and when you grab, it's like you're trying to pull your wrist into the knee. So don't let this just drop down. Later on, I'm going to talk about it as well, but keep pulling it. See how my wrist is like going here. It's going forward so that I'm pressing that grip along his knee. Now, if you guys just wanted to sweep and get on top, it would be the same process what we did last week. I go rock up and down, kick him to the side. The biggest difference now is that I'm lifting my elbow up, and I'm going to get him down. But keep your knee in. Keep your knee in, man. Don't let him out. Yes. If I put him down like this and I come up, it's not so great because I don't have how to put pressure like we were doing last week, and I'm landing right on guard, right? So instead of just coming up, I want you guys to work on getting your knee over his knee. How am I going to do that? I got to disconnect it for a second. So we're going to use the same momentum here, but instead of just trying to turn to the other side, look how I'm going to try to bend my right leg. So as I kick my leg up, I'm going to step my right foot down, and I'm going to do this motion. Look at how far away. my knee goes. You see? Now, not only I'm making room, but I'm making momentum. I'm going to go up. Now, look at how as I go down, how I go over, and I have all this momentum to knock you down. Now, just don't make the mistake, please. Well, if you get this far and you come up with your foot on the ground, you're going to let him hip escape out. He's going to get his knee back in. Get the knee back in. He's back in guard. Same thing, right? So once we get our partner down like that, if I get my partner down, so same thing, right? If I'm here, I get my partner down. If I beat his knee, I get him down, he gets the knee back in, I'm just going to land on top. I can't take him out, right? So the biggest trick to be able to get him out after I'm able to get it over is to not step. Look at how I'm going to come up on my left knee, but my right leg is just going to extend through, and I'm going to bite it down. And now from here, I personally like to squeeze and keep pulling this lapel up for a second, because even though he has an angle to push onto my knee and try to hip escape, his hip's going to be stuck with the lapel. And then if he's turned that way and you feel like the push is a problem, it's not the nicest thing, but I would use my bicep and just cross face him really hard so that he can hip escape out. Okay? So again, guys, we're going to work on the same setup, but now the goal is going to be to get the knee over his knee. So I go push, angle, lasso it deep. As I'm hipping in, I load, make him pose. I use my momentum to rock up and feed without giving him an angle. And now the heel alongside the hip out is going to make room for my hand to come through, pull it deep, feed it to my right hand. It doesn't matter if Rohan's up and down, the momentum goes. When my foot goes up, my knee goes up. When my knee goes over, I'm going down, hard momentum to kick his back leg. As I get on top, don't step the bottom of your foot. Kick it through, shoelace is on the ground. We can work on this for a second before starting to hug his head with the same hand to stop him from hip escape. Okay, so if you're the top person, same thing I was saying last week. Go down. So it makes sense, guys, throughout the whole thing. You want to not be here. You're here. You would want to turn that way. You want to stuff this foot. So be a good partner. Face your partner the whole time. Stay on them so that it makes sense. You're going to behave yourself like you want to behave yourself to pass, and you're going to give him a realistic reaction so he can work. Okay, so same setup, but now we're going under for the reverse and trying to get to mount. Next week I'll work on some more details, going to the back, attacking the arm, and we keep working on it. All right? Let's go, guys. 1, 2, 3. We're starting from the control behind the knee, right? So we had that advantage on us, which already controlled the person's leg, made it a lot harder for me to initiate my defensive movements going to the right? So the difference is going to be this time around, Felipe is going to start with the first control only. So that's all he's going to have. He can choose if he's going to want to keep his hip in and remain in control of my leg, or if he's going to want to exaggerate a little bit more on the angle, let's swap my pen if you don't mind, and have a little bit tighter. It's up to him, right? And now, what are the biggest takeaways from here? You're going to find it a lot harder as the bottom guy to improve the position because I'm a lot more free than I was last week. So you shouldn't think about the sweep right away. You should work on getting this lapel to that hand behind my leg, right? So not only you can load like we're loading, but anytime that you can rock this and sit up, you can come up, feed, and now we're on to where you can actually make things happen. Now, okay, very important, guys. The big difference here is if I'm on the top this time around, I want you guys to not get stuck and try to get out. Try to not let them have your leg at all. So one thing I personally really like to do when I find myself here is I wouldn't worry about stuffing his leg yet because I could go collar grip and pan grip, keep myself back. And now, remember about the angle and about that side, it's a lot easier now for me to go around, around, around. And if I force a half guard here, it's going to be very hard for him to get me off while keeping the lapel, so a lot of times he's going to have to bail, right? So keep that in mind. Bottom person. One thing I saw some of you guys kind of make a mistake on when you're drilling is you cannot let your hip be too square or turn to the right when you're trying to feed from here to behind my leg. Because if I'm aware of what's going on, if you feed, whenever you're coming up, there is a chance of me forcing to that side. And not only like beating it, but getting to a very dominant position. So that's the one thing I want you guys to really keep in mind. I'm on the bottom. I don't have his legs strapped. So I want to find a way to feed behind the knee without coming up, giving him this opportunity to kill my guard and go to the right. So you're going to really feel the need of keeping it tight on the other side, using the push back, using your knee, using your arm, all really tight against his knee so he can't go that way, and then you're going to be able to feed, and then you're going to be able to start attacking. Okay, so we're going to start with that initial lasso from the lapel. bottom person, we're both trying to score, right? Top and bottom trying to pass, submit, pass the up to the back, whatever. But I want the bottom person to really insist on the lapel. Of course, that if you lose it, but you're still playing guard, we keep going until someone scores. Make sense? Let's go, guys. 2 minutes top, 2 minutes bottom. 1, 2, 3.